Hello everybody, welcome to Bass and Bonsai. That sun is already up. Let's give you a quick rundown and we'll get to fishing. We are sitting about 75-degree water temps at 7:50 a.m. Not quite 8 a.m. We're getting out here, going to start with some chatterbaits like we always start with, unless it's topwater. So buckle up, hang on. I've only got one rod and reel out right now, and then we'll go to other stuff. But the conditions, there was a full moon last night. Moon's still right over that treetops there somewhere. Sun's out. Could be a tough day. Buckle up, hang on, let's go. So like I mentioned, could be tough, but I'm starting out with this bait. That's that bait that I lost the right off the bat, was doing real good, and I lost the jig, came back with just a blade. So I got it in a 1/2 ounce now. We're gonna give it a shot for a little while here and go through some different colors before I even rig up any other rods. And there looks like a little bit of a breeze, but it's actually, this isn't the windy side. We're going to get over to the windy side, which still has some shadows on it here real quick, and try to catch some largemouth bass. So let's do it. And this is my favorite rod and reel combo for chatterbaits, if you guys remember right. That Carbon Light 2.0, 6'9", heavy, medium heavy. Then of course the Zillion. Now I've got the higher speed ratio Zillion. I would probably recommend the 7-to-1 instead of the 8-5-to-1, 7-5-to-1. But I have like half the spool up, so it is actually a little slower than 8-5. It's at least down to an 8, probably more like a 7-8-to-1 or 7-5-to-1. There we go. So right off the bat, well, he made the boat. Whoa! Stop jumping. While he tries to stop jumping, let me just show you guys also. See at my feet here? Come here, little dude. Whee! Get him right back out there. I don't like letting him flop around, especially if it's a big one. I'll stop him real quick. Sometimes them little ones I let him finish, but there's our little foam yoga pads, and you see how it like puts my foot. I don't have to reach up as much, and these are actually pretty comfortable. Pretty cool. And it's like 20 bucks, and they're only like a couple pounds. And if anything else, you could do your whole floor in there and glue them in, and they'd actually, if anything, make your boat like a 2-man bass boat, keep it floating more if it were to fill with water, or if some water gets in, like right now it's a little wet, or if it rained a little bit, you have like that much of a cushion where some water could get in and you wouldn't be walking around in water. So they're pretty cool deal. I wish I'd have thought of it like years ago. But anyway, first bass, did make the boat. Nothing to write home about, but we are hopefully going to catch a big one today. We've got good odds going with the medium light, which I'll break it out here shortly. It's caught a big bass every time I used it so far. But 6'9", medium heavy, awesome rod. Okay. Maybe I'll stick with this color just a little bit longer. Oh, right there, did you see that? There's something going on right there. Fishing with Matt yesterday, and we kept seeing some commotion, schooling going on, busting up stuff, but we couldn't get him to hit on anything. We're not even sure what was going on. If it was just crappie or whatever. You can see that right there. It's probably, in here, it's probably crappie, but I just run this chatterbait through there a few times. Let's get on up around. I'm going to try to, buzz around here before we start slowing down and just throw this chatterbait around the banks looking for any takers for chatterbaits before the day kind of sets in and they shut down a little bit. I got it fit. I hesitated with that hook set. You guys saw that. I kind of did, and then I was like, oh, that is a fish. That's one thing. I love this rod for chatterbaits. It is not the most sensitive rod I've ever. That fish has got some damage on it. These turtles are tearing up these fish, I think. Everywhere I go, right back here, it's always right back there. These fish are all jacked up. I don't know if it's turtles or what. And some of them have that like old already healed up when they were even littler. I don't know what that is. You guys know what that is? Anyway, this rod is really not the most sensitive rod in the world, but it's just perfect. It's just that right amount of sensitivity, and I don't know how to explain it. It just works for the hookup ratios for me for chatterbait fish. And it seems like for jigfish, it just works. Like I'll feel that, you know, the cheaper Fate Black, or say the, you know, even that big sexy rod, and maybe even a couple of the 2-piece ones from AliExpress are as sensitive or more sensitive. But when it comes to just sheer, you know, hookup to landing ratio on what you're fishing, these carbon lights are hard to beat. I guess if I had to compare it, and the reason when I was originally starting to look, I was kind of, you know, everybody talks about chatterbaits to run a, you know, fluorocarbon and, you know, this glass rod, a heavier, you know, big long glass rod, and it's what helps. But for me, I think that's part of what these carbon lights do there, which I've said it before, sometimes your older, cheaper graphite material is actually better. There's one. That's a little better fish. But they're, as these newer graphite rods have gotten better and better, sensitive, what'll happen is then they suck for your moving baits, right? They're just so crisp and sensitive, and they're unforgiving to where, unless you're setting a huge jig hook, they're almost, I don't know, your odds of landing the fish are, you know, you can feel the bite quicker, but the odds of landing the fish go down. And some of your older graphite material or blended material before they were what they are now is better. I've had some older rods that were, I don't know, just better for like moving baits, especially like spinnerbaits and different stuff like that, square bills and stuff. But this rod right here, I don't know what it is in that blank material, these carbon lights, and I've had it with the medium light that I have now, just a few days in. Awesome rod so far for hookup ratios, and it's just that sensitive, plenty sensitive. When I say that they're not sensitive, as some other ones sometimes can be misleading, they're actually a very sensitive rod, but they're probably not, you know, NRX quality. But as far as fishability, it is hard to knock whatever this material is. I'm not even sure, I haven't even went way into it, but I guess I would say it reminds me of some of the older graphite, which I like better. I'm old, right? Anyway, let's catch some more bass. Let's do it. Okay, we've already got a very good morning going. So far, they seem to be getting bigger. This bait, whoa, seems to be working, and I've gotten a bad habit, which there's nothing really wrong with it. You're going to be, you know, beating up your chatterbaits a little more. But yesterday, a few of the fish, there was a grass like on the bank. I was literally throwing it like on top of the grass and pulling it, you know, skipping it off, and then as it hit, then I'd slow it down. That's when I caught some of the fish. So you can kind of tell I'm throwing in right up against that bank, and it seems to be working here too. Throw in real tight, maybe have to even, you know, engage it right off the bat. But I see a lot of people talking about how to fish chatterbaits and deeper and whatever, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I probably go too long, you know, fishing a chatterbait when I should switch to something else. For me, I would say somewhere in that 6 to 8 foot range, probably more realistically 6 foot and shallower, whether you have grass or not, especially sloping banks. And you just want to throw that chatterbait and go, honestly, as slow as you can stand to start with anyways, what I'd recommend. And then, you know, just speed up as you need to, or if you don't need to speed up, don't speed up. Sometimes, for me, it's actually, I guess I would say, sometimes it can be hard to slow down, or you'll get out there and you catch a fish right off the bat. Next thing you know, you're going faster and faster than, oh, that fish knocked it off. than when you originally caught that fish. So always just kind of pay attention, really, no matter what bait, but especially for chatterbaits. You know, what speed are you typically going when they're hitting that thing? Are you going real slow and start and stop? Or are you just, you know, so far these have seemed to come like right up shallow. Look at that, see that stuff going on over there? But I really like a lot of grass. This place hardly has no grass this year. But you don't have to have grass to catch some chatterbait fish. You just need to get it down, almost like you would a, you know, a little big crank, get it down close to the bottom, bouncing off the bottom. Oh! All right, you guys keep track, we lost one there. And no, even with the what you feel is your best rod for chatterbaits, you can't get them all in, especially some of them little jumping fools. All right, folks at home, one last cast right into the edge of that grass, and then we're gonna work on down this thing. I cannot believe that. I'm gonna remember this spot, come back and hit it later today. Okay, one more right in the middle of that gunk. All right, let's get down to the wind. I'll throw down along some of these spots, but I really don't know if we'll have much luck until we get back up into that wind. I'm gonna watch my depth finder too. We're in like 7-8 foot of water. If I see much of anything, I'll work back through here. I should honestly probably be throwing jabber jaws through here. Stick. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I set the hook better than anybody else on these tree pounders. These tree pounders, sir. Now check your hooks after any little thing like that. Now this one's still sharp. Sometimes them tips will roll up. These knockoffs, the AliExpress chatterbaits are not the best metal. You can pop them right back down, but yeah, they do. I've had a few now roll up. You know, it takes setting the hook into wood, and you know, a few different things will make them do that. But anyway, let's get out of this. Let's get out of this dead zone. Oh, I had a hit right there. Almost perfect. Finally, that took forever. Stay on. Need to tune the boat. Increase our hookup ratio. Oh yeah, you were hooked good. Okay, so color still working as of right now. About ready to go to just a black and blue. It usually always works in here. Okay, now I don't have to worry about actual boat position. Oh, that was a bump right when I hit the water. Get back over here in the shade. I should probably throw a topwater. Oh, did you just see that? There's definitely little bass up hitting little bait right on the edge of that grass. Go. So I think there's like a pecking order. I think the littler ones are way up in there tight, and then there's probably a next size up a little bit further out. But that seems to be the size. We've caught a couple a little bit bigger, but I'm almost wondering if I should switch. See him up there. You know, is there a bigger bass just waiting to hit, I guess, a more natural bait, natural color? But it's hard to put down a color when it, you know, all it does is catch little fish, you know, bass every so many casts. This is also a spot like, you know, would a popper be that? Oh, that was a little one, killed it. Now I never felt him, I just felt it get light, so I just kind of went through the motion just in case that was a, you know, fish running at me. So let's try that again and be ready for it. Yeah, see, he bopped me. It's a good little, just one of those bumps. You can't really set the hook to them, but you can try. I'll be honest, I really did not plan on throwing topwater today. I knew I'd get down here a little bit later, but these conditions are almost perfect for it. So this little popper right here, we've got little bitty stuff right up along the bank. Got our new rod and reel. And we caught a fish that fast. I don't know what it is yet, but first cast. Oh! First cast. Come in here, dude. Like I said, I didn't really plan on throwing topwater, but man, there's just some times when it sets up perfectly for it. Little awesome bass. And that's what they're all along the banks over here. All right, remember, try to keep your, what I call tail feathers, about as straight as you can. Try to stay back a little ways. We might be able to sit here and catch quite a few. Now, right over like pecks, but I think our white may be off. So I'm gonna go back with this color for right this second. Going through colors like they're hotcakes, right? I got so many colors, I might as well. Okay, there is just a black and blue. We're still here trying stuff. I had that on. I don't have much faith in those. We're gonna rig up just a little more of some flappers. Okay, we're gonna stick with Be Height Delight. We're going back. Something just tells me this color should work. So we're gonna go with our crazy new color this year. I had not used this color until this year. This bank drops off pretty quick. And the wind's kind of just blowing us over here and we're stopped. Whoa, 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 whoa. edge right where it drops. All right, let's get out right by that wood. Got one. Not sure if that... Oh! Had anything to do with the color, or just there's loaded up by that wood, but that pinned his mouth shut. Come on, dude. All right, it's been a while. Oh, dude, spit it out at me. We had our first fish on this setup, but I just came out here, finally rigged up a shaky head. Just tried a few different things. It's 10:30. I've just been kind of basically playing around for the last half hour or so, rigging up a few different things. Got enough wind, so I got the filling rod, but I do have quite a bit of weight on that shaky head, just so I can get to bottom, not be jacking around. But that fish was right where it was supposed to be. I was hoping to find some big fish. We don't have much structure anywhere. We really got a little bit of cover here or there, and basically little contour changes in the bottom contour, you know, so there's not a ton of places where they may be other than just out scattered around. But this is a definite awesome combo for the shaky head. I may want to get out peanut butter and jelly. This water looks pretty, it's decent visibility, but it's pretty brown. I think I need to maybe track down some brown baits. So like peanut butter and jelly with that purple and brown. Anyway, we're just out here in that it's not really midday yet, but the morning bites kind of died off, so we're still trying to find stuff that'll work. All right, we're gonna work back down this bank with a few different color spinner baits. Hopefully, there's a little bump right there. As soon as we get up in here to where the wind's going, it'll kick in even better. Oh, probably need a little bit stiffer rod on it, but I think that's a little too light. Since chatterbaits aren't really working, and I was trying my hand with that some more Z-Man Elastec to try it. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but let's just throw a spinnerbait on our favorite chatterbait rod just to double check. Double check our hookup ratios. It's definitely capable of throwing it no problem. Right, come on. We need a fish or 50, so we'll be able to know. Got a few different colors to try. Let's just go to a different color. We got a few to get through to try. Let's try this more of like a baby bass color. Whoa. Try to get a little more parallel with the bank. Just there we go. I got him, I think. Yeah. I was out of position. He was definitely eating it. Oh, you little cannibal, you. Okay, well, looks like our medium heavy may be better than our medium light. So, one bite, one fish. Back to the color that I started with that had a fish right off the bat, but we missed it. Another one. Well, look at what? Get out of here. That bird was hovering right over me for some reason. Well, told you guys, this rod is like, you can't catch every bass, but you're throwing a bait with this and it gets hit. Chatterbait, spinnerbaits, jigs and stuff like that, single bigger hooks, this is a good hookup ratio rod. Alright, I'm about ready to get out of here, but this wind has gotten nuts. Alright, that's a wrap. I didn't even get out of my hoodie today. See you, group. We're gone. Thanks for watching. Get out, go bass and bonsai, but whatever you do, make sure you have fun doing it.